Greetings. Today we continue with the Cancer moon energy. So, feelings and healing. Feelings might feel really big today as the moon joins up with Jupiter, the planet of expansion and abundance. So, Jupiter brings expansion to what it touches. The moon in Cancer makes us feel things. And that all adds up to our feelings might be a little bit exaggerated today. We also later in the day have the sun going from Taurus into Gemini. So the sun is moving through that final degree of Taurus, bringing some completion to some earthy tangible themes. I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro vibe for Wednesday, May 20th. So feelings, especially in the morning, just before 6:30 a.m. Pacific is when that exact conjunction of the moon to Jupiter takes place. Jupiter is in Cancer. So we already have a feeling of expansion and a focus on our beliefs around Cancer themes, how we care for one another, how we care for ourselves, what caring means, and asking those questions on a collective societal level. But we can also be asking them of ourselves. So each one of us can be saying, what is it that I really need to feel like my needs are met? How do I support myself in doing that feeling and healing work that I spoke about yesterday? Because when we're doing the resting and the digesting and finding the safety that we can with Cancer energy, that is when we do the healing, literal physical healing. Like our cells actually do that repair work when we feel safe, when we can be calm, when we have rest. Those are really important. And so, how we create that for ourselves, and thinking back to this Taurus, we're in a Taurus moon cycle. So, thinking back to how we are going to do that caring for ourselves, that rest and digest, that calm, that ability to simply feel safe and relaxed and have that time to refresh, to rejuvenate, to recharge our batteries. We are looking at how to do that, right, on an individual level. So, how we can support ourselves and how that supports our sustaining of ourselves as we move through this bigger process of bringing something into being. And so I've tried to kind of paint these layers in. So if you follow me regularly, we have the big picture of what's going on, and then we have the more here and now, like, well, what is the vibe right now in how we're making that big picture thing happen? So in the big picture, we are at the very beginning of a hugely creative process, and we get tremendous support for this hugely creative process, especially as we go through the summer of 2026. So, whatever you are feeling called to create, to begin, to move in new directions, to support in yourself as you cultivate, living things that feel true to you and living according to what matters most, that bigger picture of what your heart really wants and your soul really wants. So in this moon cycle, we're focusing on how to keep that journey going, how to keep ourselves going by getting our physical needs met day to day, like how to establish habits, routines, and practices that we can maintain. So in other words, it's not that one burst of energy, but it's going to be how can you keep this energy and move through this huge change process by taking care of yourself every day. So that's this moon cycle. And then today, the energy of the moon in Cancer joining Jupiter is really focusing on the emotional component of how you are going to keep yourself going and what kind of, for example, what kind of beliefs you need to have about what, things like deserving, right? Do you deserve to have your needs met? And those deeper emotional questions. And some of us may have to kind of work through some trauma that we have around taking care of ourselves and getting our needs met and really acknowledging what it is that we really need to, that's going to take care of us on those deeper levels. Because when you think about it, that really supports you. Having your needs met on deeper levels is what will keep you going so that you can do what you dream to do, right? What your heart really wants. And so sometimes we have to do that hard emotional work of looking at where we might cut ourselves off, in our own beliefs about how to get those needs met. So just planting that seed, like, I don't know what that might be for you, but it's a good time to look a little deeper at some of those themes and what beliefs you have, because Jupiter is also the planet of beliefs and belief systems and how we make agreements about what is true. So we that's how we get like a belief system or a paradigm that might be structuring how we think about things. And belief systems are great as long as you are able to question them, right? You have to be able to question it. You have to be able to ask, is this really working for me? Is this really doing what it's supposed to do? So anyway, it's kind of a lot, but those are some things to maybe reflect on today. The moon does go into Leo at 7:47 p.m. Pacific. So a little bit later in the day, we shift into that Leo energy of expression and finding our voice and putting things out there a little bit more outwardly. Leo is a fire sign. And then, of course, the sun moving through that final degree of Taurus today. And we do have some themes of what is needing to be released from the Taurus. Like, how have you been supporting yourself on a day-to-day level, sustaining, maintaining through your habits, your practices? What do you do to sustain yourself? What is surfacing around how that may no longer be exactly what works for you? So that kind of goes together with that questioning of the deeper beliefs and our some of our patterns that we have ingrained from maybe childhood or wherever it comes from. So really looking at what you do on a daily basis in your routines to take care of yourself, and if there is anything there that needs to change, anything that really doesn't work the way it used to or the way it was supposed to work, or is not, it's just that trust and that honesty with ourselves about what that looks like and where things might need to change. And the whole point of making a change is so that you are caring for your own well-being more effectively, so that you can be this person you need to be to do the powerful things you are here to do. And that will look different for each one of us, right? For some of us, it might be being a grandmother. It might be your work and your career. It might mean your hobbies or your creative life. It might mean just the very, very personal work that you do on yourself or in your relationship or things like that. So anyway, we are all, whatever it is, we are all embarking in some way on some new direction. And really looking at how we participate in the world, how our ways of being contribute to the world, and how we can be better so that the world can be better. So, thinking about your own self care, powerful, and your own beliefs about your self care, powerful stuff for today. Thanks so much for being here. I am Marina Orms, and you can learn more about me and how to work with me at transformationalastrology.com. That is where you will find a free membership as well as paid membership levels where you can work deeper with me and get more support for this amazing, powerful journey that you are on, and get some support for working through that and work with others who are committed to doing this work as well, with my guidance and the benefit of my experience and wisdom from doing this for over 30 years and writing 2 books and all of that. So, transformationalastrology.com is where you can learn more. And thank you for subscribing to this YouTube channel. That is a fabulous way to support this work. I thank you for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.